For 2,500 years, a pair of teeth sat buried in the earth. No toothpaste, no fluoride, no dental appointments, no mouthwash. And when archaeologists finally pulled them out of the mud, what they found left scientists completely speechless. Not a single cavity, not one crack, not a trace of decay. Asterisk, those teeth had outlasted empires, wars, and centuries of dirt and worms, and they were still, by every clinical measure, in near-perfect condition. Now compare that to the teeth of a 45-year-old today who brushes twice a day, flosses religiously, visits the dentist every 6 months, and avoids sugar. Asterisk, bleeding gums. Sensitivity, receding tissue, cavities that seem to appear overnight. So here's the question that changed everything for me, and that I believe will change everything for you. How is it possible that teeth survive for 25 centuries outside the human mouth? Covered in soil and decomposing matter, while inside the mouth, the very place they are supposed to thrive, they crumble in a matter of years. Asterisk, the answer, as it turns out, has nothing to do with genetics, nothing to do with diet, and absolutely nothing to do with how often you brush. It has everything to do with something invisible that is happening inside your mouth right now. Let me take you back to the beginning. For most of human history, there were no toothbrushes, no fluoride treatments, no scaling procedures, no gum grafts, no implants. And yet, when researchers examine the skulls and dental remains of our ancestors, what they consistently find is something remarkable. Strong, intact teeth, minimal decay, and healthy bone structure around the gums. Asterisk, anthropologists from institutions, including the University of Otago in New Zealand, have documented this pattern across dozens of ancient populations. These people were not brushing. They were not flossing. They were not rinsing with alcohol-based mouthwash. And their teeth were, by every measurable standard, healthier than ours. Asterisk, so what did they have that we have lost? The answer begins at the microscopic level. And it starts with a battle that is happening inside your mouth at this very moment. A battle most people have no idea is even taking place inside a healthy human mouth. There are hundreds of bacterial strains living in a precise, self-regulating ecosystem. Scientists call this the oral microbiome. Think of it like a city. In a well-functioning city, you have police officers, sanitation workers, maintenance crews, all the forces that keep order and prevent chaos. Asterisk, the oral microbiome works exactly the same way. The beneficial bacterial strains, the good bacteria, patrol your gum tissue, feed minerals back into your enamel, regulate the acidity of your saliva, and create a biological shield that harmful organisms simply cannot penetrate. Asterisk. The Journal of the American Dental Association has published findings confirming that gum disease does not arise from a single aggressive pathogen. It arises when the community of beneficial bacteria is depleted, when the city loses its police force. And when that happens, everything collapses. Asterisk, the gums inflame. The tissue recedes. The bone beneath your teeth begins to erode. Bad breath becomes chronic. Cavities form not because sugar is inherently destructive, but because there is nothing left to neutralize the acid it produces. Our ancestors had this ecosystem intact. The microbial diversity in their mouths was extraordinary, and no one was pouring bleach on it every morning, because that, I am afraid, is exactly what tens of millions of people are doing today without knowing it. Asterisk, the most popular toothpaste brands on the market contain sodium lauryl sulfate, a powerful detergent also used in industrial cleaning agents. They contain synthetic fluoride compounds, artificial sweeteners, propylene glycol, and abrasive particles rough enough to strip enamel over time. Asterisk. Common mouthwash brands contain chlorhexidine, a chemical so aggressive that a landmark study published in 2020 showed that healthy adults who used it daily experienced measurable increases in oral acidity and elevated blood pressure within just 2 weeks. These products do not just clean your teeth, they sterilize your mouth. And unlike surgical sterilization of a wound, which is temporary and controlled, oral sterilization repeated twice a day, 365 days a year, systematically dismantles the very ecosystem your gums and teeth depend on to survive. Not pour bleach in a garden every single day and expect flowers to grow. The good bacteria tries to repopulate, but it cannot reestablish itself fast enough before the next chemical wave arrives. This is why gum disease has become epidemic. This is why cavities, bleeding gums, receding tissue, chronic bad breath, tooth sensitivity are now considered almost inevitable consequences of aging, when historically they were not. And this is why your dentist can clean, scale, fill, and treat. And 6 months later, the exact same problems return. Because no one is addressing the root cause. The root cause is not the bacteria in your mouth. The root cause is the collapse of the ecosystem that was designed by millions of years of evolution to keep those bacteria in check. And here is something that will surprise you. This collapsed oral microbiome does not stay in your mouth. Every time you swallow, you seed your gastrointestinal tract with 140 billion microorganisms per day directly from your oral cavity. When the population of beneficial bacteria in your mouth is depleted, what travels down is largely harmful. Scientists at the journal Science Advances have documented how oral bacteria, including the harmful strains that thrive, when good bacteria are absent, can enter the bloodstream through the tiny vessels in your gum tissue, travel through the body, and in some cases, reach the brain, where they have been associated with inflammatory responses linked to memory disorders. The mouth is not isolated from the rest of the body. It is the front door. And if the front door is broken, everything inside is at risk. Leave a comment below telling us where you are watching from. And if you know someone who has been struggling with gum disease or unexplained health issues, share this video with them. It might change their life. Now, what does all of this mean for you, practically? It means that the first and most critical step toward restoring your oral health is not a new toothbrush. It is not another round of antibiotics or another deep cleaning session. It is the restoration of your oral microbiome, the repopulation of your mouth with the precise strains of beneficial bacteria that your gum tissue, your enamel, and your immune system were designed to work with. This is where modern science has made a genuinely extraordinary advance. Researchers working with clinical-grade probiotic strains, including Lactobacillus reuteri, which has been studied in over 220 clinical trials involving approximately 19,000 people, and Lactobacillus paracasei, which has demonstrated the ability to inhibit the growth of Streptococcus mutans, the primary bacteria responsible for tooth decay, have shown that deliberately reintroducing these strains into the oral environment produces measurable, clinically documented results. Gum inflammation decreases. Pocket depth in periodontal disease reduces. Enamel remineralization accelerates. And perhaps most significantly for the broader picture of holistic dentistry, the systemic markers of inflammation, the ones linked to cardiovascular risk, digestive disruption, and sinus congestion begin to normalize. The challenge has always been delivery. A probiotic capsule swallowed whole sends its contents directly to the stomach, where the vast majority of bacterial strains are destroyed by gastric acid before they can ever reach the oral cavity. The bacteria need to be activated where they are needed in the mouth itself, in contact with saliva, in the warm, moist environment where colonization can actually begin. The most effective format, as confirmed by research into oral microbiome restoration, is a soft, dissolvable tablet, something designed to melt slowly in the mouth, allowing the probiotic strains to activate on contact with saliva and begin colonizing the gum tissue, the tongue, the palate, and the spaces between teeth before anything is swallowed. This is not a theory. This is the science of gum disease applied at its root cause. And it is precisely why people who have spent years cycling through conventional dental treatments and holistic CIC dentistry approaches alike, without lasting results, often experience a fundamentally different outcome when they finally address the microbiome directly. The ancient teeth found in that excavation site were not perfect because of luck, or genetics, or some mystical ancestral diet. They were perfect because the oral microbiome inside those ancient mouths was intact, diverse, and undisturbed. 2,500 years later, that ecosystem can be rebuilt. The science exists. The strains have been identified. The delivery mechanism has been solved. And the link between a healthy oral microbiome, healthy gums, and a healthier body, from your sinuses to your gut to your cardiovascular system, is now documented across dozens of peer-reviewed studies from institutions, including Harvard University and São Paulo State University. If you want to learn more about how to restore your oral microbiome and finally address the root cause of gum disease, the link is in the first pinned comment below.